Hey everyone, it's Kenya Kelly of If You Brand It. I am super excited to be here this afternoon recording this video for you. I know that some of you guys have come along and you've either done some consulting with us, you've either getting a website done, your logo, or an entire brand package. And I guarantee you, some of you guys are like super overwhelmed, right? Okay, I totally get it. And so the whole purpose of this video is to take you through the process. So you've already received email communication. Some of you all have already had a one-on-one consulting call with me. Some of you guys are having communication with my assistant, Catherine, or our project manager, Mark. Either way, no matter what stage of the process you're in, I wanted to give you this video to take you through exactly what happens, okay? So I've got notes here to make sure that I don't forget. I'm gonna do a screen share a couple of times to show you some different things. So this video will be a little bit in length, but it's going to help you during this process. The first thing I want to share with you out of the gate is that, you know, this is a partnership, okay? This is a partnership. And so what that means is that you are a part of the process, okay? So submitting your content, that's just one part of the process. You have to be a part of this with my assistant, our project manager, the design team, everyone, because we are creating a project for you. So that means that you're gonna have to be all hands on deck. I know you don't wanna be a part of that, but this is your brand, okay? This is your logo, it's your website. And this is just kind of how it goes, okay? So I wanted to go ahead and set the tone and set your expectations because you got to be a part of it. I know some of you guys are like, you just kind of turned off right then and there. It's just the way it is, okay? So here's how it goes. You know, as soon as you purchase something from us, right, there is a process, right? So if you purchase a logo, well, immediately our project manager, Mark, grabs a hold to the project, okay? And you receive an email. And in that email, he will give you some instructions. And typically he will say, you need to click this and make sure you fill out our logo questionnaire. Now, this is where it's on you. So there is no consulting in the logo process. So you literally submit to us what it is that you want, right? You give us the hex codes. That means your colors for your brand. You tell us as much as you possibly can about your brand. Why is that important? That is important because we don't know your brand. We don't understand what you're doing, and you have to help us to understand so that we can create the logo that it is will represent your brand. If we consulted together prior to, then I would completely understand. I would have your colors and all that. But if you only purchase a logo, then we will literally go off of what you say. So when you fill out that portion of the form, you have to give as much of an explanation as possible, your hex codes and all of that, okay? Once you hit submit, we ask you to email sales@ifyoubrandit.com and send us 3 to 5 logos that you love. That means you must go out to the internet, download the logos that you love, and upload the logos in an email to us and explain why you love them. The reason why we do that is because we can't see what you see, okay? We can't see what you see, so you have to help us see your vision. Now, I know you may be saying, well, how come we can't just get on the phone? Well, we have a couple different ways you can work with us. You can work with us by just purchasing a logo, or you can purchase consulting and a logo, and then you're able to talk with us through the process. Otherwise, you know, it's just the logo, and it costs more money because it costs more time to actually be on the phone and doing things like that, okay? So I just want to set that expectation as well, okay? If you purchase a website without consulting, it's like the same thing. You're going to receive an email from Mark with all the details. It's going to say, fill out our website questionnaire, and you have to be as detailed as possible in that process. And why? We don't know your brand, just like the logo. You have to help us see who you are, create the vision. You have to be as detailed as possible, okay? If you purchase consulting time, we'll go over a lot of that and answer a whole lot of questions during the consulting time. Otherwise, everything will take place over email, right? We're not a major corporation yet. We are a very small operation. And the way that we operate and we're able to service so many clients is that we do 99% of our work happens over email and not via phone, okay? So if you find yourself getting frustrated, just understand we're a small team, a very small team of people, and we unfortunately are not able to be on the phone as much as you would like or we would like because we're a very small team and we have a lot of clients that come in, okay? So I wanted to set that expectation, okay? Now, in addition to that, with the website, once you fill out the questionnaire, now you've got to submit your content. So we have a content writer. If you want to hire him, he does come at an additional cost over top of what you paid for your website, and we can refer you to him. Just let us know you want to work with our content writer. Otherwise, you will need to create every single piece of content. You will have to create everything that goes on the home page, the about page, the product page, the work with me page, services page, contact. Every single piece of content has to be written by you, and it has to be uploaded to our Google Drive for you, okay? Listen, every single link, like Facebook, if you wanted to link to Facebook, you can't just say Kenya Kelly on Facebook. You have to give us the link, www.facebook.com/Kenya Kelly. You have to give us everything we need, and then we design your website and get that thing live, okay? So that is your responsibility, okay? In addition to that, it is your responsibility to give us instructions for your website. So what does that mean? This is the most tedious part of the process that most people don't like. I don't even enjoy it, but it's a part of the website process. So the best thing you can do to make sure that your process happens quickly is, in your Google Drive, everyone receives a drive, and it will have home, about, services, products, contact. You can change the name of the tabs. We just put basic things there until you change it. And we'll go into that when we do a screen share. You have to post all the content on the homepage document, all the content on the about page document, okay? If you want something to be hyperlinked, you have to say you want it to be hyperlinked, right? Then all of the photos, every single photo that you want to have on your website, you have to upload them to the Google Drive. But before you do that, you have to save each photo as where it should go. Meaning, if you're going to have a testimonial on the testimonials page and it's Michelle, you need to save the photo as Michelle Testimonial, right? So we know that photo goes with the testimonial by Michelle. If you want this photo to go on the homepage of you, you're going to put Kenya homepage or Kenya about page. See where I'm going with this? Because otherwise, we find ourselves guessing where it should go, right? And nobody likes to guess. We don't like to guess. And so we like to put it exactly where you want it, okay? So save your photos accordingly. Now, in your Google Doc, like I talked about the pages, you want to also have a sheet that's called website instructions, okay? Website instructions. So what does that mean? That means you're going to upload your content to the home, about, products page and all that, but you're going to have one sheet that is going to say website instructions. And so here's how that works. Let's just say you got your website and you want the logo to go in the upper left-hand corner on the home page. On your website sheet, you're going to be very detailed, very tedious, very OCD type, okay? And you're going to put website, home page, logo in upper right-hand corner or left-hand corner or whatever, right? And if you have multiple color versions of your logo and you want a specific colored logo to be up there, you have to say, use this logo, nude logo, in the upper left-hand corner. Does that make sense? So you have to tell us where you want things to go. We will design according to our creative minds, but if you want to have a website and you want it to look how you want it to look, you have to tell us exactly what it is you want. You don't have to tell us how to design, but you have to tell us how to put what you want and where you want it. Does that make sense? This is why it's a partnership, okay? And so you have to be a part of this, even though I know you don't want to. So I'll give you an example. Let's just say that you find a website theme. Guess what? That theme has pages and has links. If the button says start here on that theme, you have to tell us if you want the button to say start here. Then if that link is going to go to a certain section in your page, you have to tell us when they click start here to take them to the work with me page. And does that make sense? So every single aspect of your site, you have to talk to us. You have to give us every single link, every single PayPal button, every single DPD button, your Acuity affiliate links. You have to give us absolutely everything, right? And you give us everything before we start the process. Here's why. If our team starts working on your website, right, and then you're like, I'm not ready, or you begin to change things. Well, we do 2 revisions, right? And the last thing you want is us to be revising, the home page, right? And you still have 4 other pages to go and you haven't done any revisions for those yet. You don't want to take up all your revisions in the beginning. So what we do is we require you to have every single piece of everything in your Google Drive before we begin. What that does is that keeps down our time, that keeps down your time having to do all these things over and over and over and over and over again. Because it is a process. We're not perfect, so we'll miss things, and you're not perfect, so you'll miss things. But if you know in advance that you have to do all of this, then your expectations are set, okay? All right. So one of the things I wrote down here is colors, okay? So if all you did was purchase the logo or purchase the website or purchase something without consulting, you have to provide us with that. If you want assistance consulting with what color should I have? Should I have this? Should I have that? In terms of design, and not necessarily what the website will look like, but design-wise, consulting things. You know what consulting is. Then you have to purchase consulting time with me because that requires me. Once things are purchased, our assistant goes through the process, and then our project manager goes with the process while I am focused on the consulting. Does that make sense? So I am off of it and I focus on consulting. I do look at the final things before it comes out to you, but in the middle, it's my assistant and it's my project manager. They are doing all of that and I'm over here doing consulting, okay? Small operation, so I can't be in every single thing, okay? All right, awesome. All right, so I went over the logo. Stationery, same thing. If you've got stationery, you got to give us everything you need before we get to it, okay? Okay, so one of the things that I wrote down is about the website. So here's the deal. We have lots of templates to choose from our end, but what we want you to do when you decide to get a website with us, we want you to tell us what you desire for it to look like, right? Now, you may have no idea and you want to choose from a template. We can definitely send you our top templates, right? But most of you guys, you already know an idea of what you want your site to look like. If you want a specific WordPress theme, you will need to go to WordPress and purchase that theme and then give us access to it. And you can give us access in your Google Drive by putting WordPress themed access in there, and we can do that, okay? So if you want a specific theme, you have to purchase it. Otherwise, we use the themes that we have access to, okay? All right, hosting and domains. Listen, if you want your website to be kingandkelly.com, then you have to visit sites that allow you to create domains. We usually use GoDaddy, and so you can go to godaddy.com and type in whatever name, and you have to purchase the domain, okay? Here's the thing about websites, in case you didn't know. You get a name, but now you have to buy real estate, okay? Now, what does that mean? Real estate in the website world is hosting. So you have to purchase a hosting package. We use GoDaddy. So now you have to buy a hosting package. You don't have to buy hosting until your website's almost done. I don't want you to waste money on a month and your website is not done quite yet, right? So you have to buy a hosting a package, because we design a website and here is the site, but now you've got to place that real estate somewhere. And so you need hosting. So you buy domain and then you buy hosting. You need a domain immediately, right? Hosting you need when the site is just about done so we can place it on the particular real estate. You have to purchase that. That does not come with your website package. If you want to work with us after your website is done, because what we do is once your website is live, right, on your domain, we give you the WordPress backend login information and then we go away. We are no longer have access to it. We don't touch it. If you want to work with us and you want to work with us on retainer, meaning that we'll update your site and do things for you every single month, then we start at $100 a month for website maintenance continuously, okay? That doesn't mean you can change your website every single month. That means that you have access to us, but we'll make edits for you every single month. Otherwise, you have it and you can make all the changes to the world to your website once your website has gone live, okay? All right. Okay. So in addition to this, if you're watching this and you're saying, oh my God, I need Kenya's help. Well, you are able to purchase some consulting. All you have to do is go to KenyaKelly.com, click on branding, strategies, consulting, or something like that, and you can book consulting time with me, okay? Otherwise, you will be working with my assistant and with Mark and our design team, okay? All right. So next, let's go ahead and go into some of the things that I have here to share with you. So I'm going to do a screen share. I'm going to share two things. One, the processes, and then two, I'm going to share with you how to do things inside of Google Drive, all right? So let's do a screen share really quickly. All right, okay. So at this point, if you have not received it yet, it's probably inside of your email. But these are our If You Branded project phases and timelines, okay? So depending on what you purchase will show you where you are in the process. If you only purchase the logo or you only purchase the website, then you'll see your phases throughout the process, okay? All right, so first part is to complete the questionnaires, all right? If you have a consulting session or a website, then you'll get a kickoff call or a consulting session, all right? Now, during the time of our call, it's so important that we talk about samples and examples, okay? Because in order for us to see it, you have to show it to us. We are creative people, and so creative people work on pictures, and so it's extremely important that we can see the picture in your head. Otherwise, it's in your head and we just can't see it, okay? That's like you can't cut somebody's hair without being able to see. So we can't design unless we can see, okay? All right, so here is the process for like let's just say the website and the logo and all that, okay? So with the logo, what happens is you fill out the questionnaire, all right? You send us an email with the 3 to 5 logos you love, why you love them, and then our designer will begin to work, right? So Mark will submit the project to the design team. They will begin designing. The maximum amount of time it will take to get your first draft back is 4 days, okay? Now, typically it's faster than that, but the expectation is 4 days, all right? Then what will happen is that the project manager will review it, will review the logo, and then we will submit it to you. You will have 2 days to make your revisions. Why? We don't want to stretch this out into a whole month or 2-month process for a logo. So you'll have 2 days to make revisions. Once you make your revision, we send it back to our design team. Our design team has 2 days to make revisions. It'll come back to you to make final revisions. Once you make final revisions, send it back to the team. Team will revise, and then we will send it to you for final approval, and then you will get your design files. Now, the way the payments work is that you more than likely paid 50% in advance, and then 50% is due when we are almost done with the project. So right around letter D is when your second payment will be due. You'll get an email from Mark that says, hey, don't forget to submit your payment, and you'll get an invoice. Payment should be made, okay? Then there you go. There is the logo files, okay? Now, I'll share this with you. Our design team, we are visual people, and so you will get your initial logo on some sort of graphic. but that is not a part of the process of what you paid for. It's just something so you can see your logo on something. So at the end, when your final logo comes, even though you may have loved the initial imaging, it's not included. They may give it to you, but more than likely they will not, because it's not a part of the package for the logo. But sometimes I'm able to get it, but just don't expect it, okay? But I want to set that expectation. All right, so this is if you bought the entire branding package. Next thing that will happen is that you'll get your brand board. And the brand board is basically where you can see your logo, you'll see your colors, and how your fonts are going to be on your website. That's the brand board. Typically takes about 3 days. And typically, you as a client, you're not involved in that. It's like, oh, okay, great. And what you do with that brand board is that when you begin to work with a team that's not us, and you want them to design but make sure everything looks like everything else, you send to them that design board, and that lets them see, oh, this is your brand, this is the color hex code, this is the font. They can see everything, and everything is all good. Okay, next part is the stationery, and this is where we will design your letterhead and we'll design your business cards, okay? So you submit all of your details for your stationery, and as you can see here, it's self-explanatory, same thing as the logo, the process that goes there, but you should have this in your email, all right? Next thing here is now the website, okay? So this is the most tedious process, the most time-consuming process, all right? Now, what it is that we do, again, we don't start designing your site until you have submitted everything inside the Google Drive. We will go in there and see if anything is missing. If anything is missing, we'll say, hey, this is missing and that is missing. And we will not begin the process until you submit everything to us, okay? Because we don't want to design and then have to redesign because we didn't have everything, okay? So we just got to make sure this is a healthy relationship, okay? All right, awesome. So once we get everything that we need and you produce all the content, then it will take us about 2 weeks, right? We give you about 2 weeks to get all of your content submitted inside the Google Drive from the moment that you purchase the package, okay? From there, the design team will work together to deliver the home page. And so what we do is we do what's called a wireframe. And so it's not a live website, okay? Meaning that when you receive it, you can't click and it won't go anywhere. You cannot view this on your mobile phone because it's not mobile responsive. So you need to, if you get it on your phone and you're excited, you can look, but the pages are going to be cut off and everything is not going to look correct, right? You need to view this on your laptop or desktop, okay? And then you will be able to see everything there, okay? From that moment, you need to go through the entire home page. If we missed anything, you got to give us the revisions. We're not perfect. We're striving for perfection. So we will miss things. And this is where you are so important, okay? You will get 2 days to make revisions. And what we want you to do is to pull up like a Microsoft Word document and you submit all of your revisions in one document and in one email. That's important because a lot of times we will get multiple emails back to back late at night and we're like, If you want the revisions, we need you to partner with us. And so pull up the website and pull up a Microsoft document and you want to go through your document and make revisions. Now that's like a basic way of doing it. Some people are able to do things in a more advanced way, but just in case, this is what you could do, okay? Once you submit the revisions to us, we will go back and we will revise the homepage and deliver it to you within 2 days, okay? All right, from there, you will approve that and then we will start working on all of the other pages, okay? At this point, this is where you want to go ahead and purchase your hosting because the home page is approved. We're going to move very quickly on the other pages. So go ahead and purchase your hosting package and update it in your Google Drive, okay? So from there, once the home page is approved, we begin to create all the regular pages and finalize the wireframe. This takes about 1 week for us to finish all the other pages, right? So then you'll get all the other pages, they're still not clickable, and you will submit all of your revisions for all of the pages in one Word document. It'll take more time, so let's probably give you about a week to go over all the other pages, okay? All the other pages for revisions. We make all the revisions and send them back to you. Once they are approved, we then take the whole site and we put it on a link. Not your link, but a link of ours, okay? Once we do that, we're getting very to the final stages. Then you want to go through the link like with a fine-tooth comb, because at this point, we are trying to link every single link you put in your Google Drive with the website. This is where you're saying start here, and you click and it's going to the right place. So you have to make sure that you're telling us exactly with the actual link where everything should link to. That's Acuity, Calendly, PayPal, wherever we're linking this thing to. You have to make sure that your document is very, very tedious and specific about where things should be going, okay? All right, once we do that and you submit that, that'll take us about 3 days at max, 3 days to get all those links updated there. Then we'll send it back to you, and you will review and submit any additional revisions. We'll make all the revisions, submit it back to you. If it's still not done yet, then we'll go back and it take another 2 days. And then from there, we should be just about done. Sometimes we miss things. Sometimes you guys miss things. So it may take another additional revision just because we're all human, right? And then the website will go live on your domain and on your hosting. This typically takes about 5 to 8 weeks, because sometimes there's a lag in time, or you've got the weekend and things of that nature. But every single person that purchases a website or anything, you have to use it within 90 days, or unfortunately you'll lose it, but it shouldn't take 90 days to get all the stuff done, right? And so that is the process. Always remember, this is a partnership. You have to be in it with us just as much as we are in it with you. So if you're not perfect, then we're not going to be perfect, okay? And so this is a marriage of designing the perfect brand for you, okay? Hopefully all that makes sense. I think that's it, guys. And so I know this was a lengthy video, but the design process for branding is not simple. It can be very complicated. It can be very, stretched out, but we have a 90-day limit. And we have all of our guidelines. And so we've laid them out here not to be like, oh, you got to do this or do that, whatever, but just so that you understand how we work, and then we understand what's going on with you, and we're able to give you the design of your dreams. You hear what I'm saying? And this is the whole goal of it, is to make it a simple process for you, your business, and your brand. And so I'm Kenya Kelly, founder of the company. Catherine is my assistant. Mark is our project manager, okay? And so I understand that some of you guys are like, I want to talk to you. Well, I run the operation and then I do the consulting. And so unfortunately, I'm not available like after our consulting calls. After our call is over with, then the next step in the process is Catherine. And then the next step is Mark. And then the next step is our design team. So I have to be out of it so I can continue doing what it is that I do. Okay. So I just want to continue to set that expectation because that is, something that we want our clients to understand, and not that I'm neglecting them, but it's like, we had to continue running the business, okay? So that's it, guys. Thank you so much for working with us here at KenyaKelly.com. And if you brand it, I look forward to serving each and every one of you guys. All right, guys.